嗨，各位好，今天继续最后主线五行者。
You've killed us! You've killed us all! You have just shown me the solution.
好啦，准备最终节了。
No, this is impossible. Why are you here? Be gone, Phantom. Be gone and leave me to my slumber. Then this isn't a dream. You really are here. But why? The Prophet dies when the Emperor leaves him. This is the course of the game. It has always been so. Explain yourself. How did you find this place? And why do you still exist? Her? But why? She does not have a mind. She does not have feelings. So why should she do this? But still you speak the truth. I can feel it. Then could it really be that the unlikeliest of all eventualities has become reality and brought you here? I am sorry. It's been too long since I have spoken to anyone. I have had many names. The Arcarians called me the God of Death, the Moonskin people, the Warden of Dreams, the Pyreans, and the Demon of the Deep. For your people I am, or was, the Black Guardian. Pompous names, I know. However, I am none of these, neither god nor demon. I am only an eye, condemned to observe again and again. As you measure time, older than your most daring chronicles go back, by far. I have seen them all. Since our people fell, every civilization, every cleansing, every turn of the cycle. But, no, the Starlings came long after me. I was only a fool who wanted to save his own skin at any cost. I knew the cleansing would come. I had known it long before the Red Madness and the war started. But I also knew that fighting it as my people did, and as most do, was pointless. So I looked for another way to prevail, and I found it. What you see here is the result, the Goliath, as I like to call it back then. As the only one of my people, yes. But it happened faster than it should have. And when the cleansing occurred, the Goliath was not yet finished. And as the Emperor unleashed the light, I had no choice but to complete the joining too early. A fatal error, as it turned out. I did survive, yes. But I am trapped inside this unfinished machine. And ever since then, all I can do is watch. Again and again. No, you do not understand. You are stumbling through the fog, even now that it is almost over. By themselves, the High Ones are not the problem. If we would just see them as they really are, they would become powerless. Yes, it is hard to put into words. I myself do not know everything about the High Ones. Only that they are part of something we call the cycle. A civilization arises and blossoms, and then, always at the same stage of their development, the High Ones appear, and with them, the Red Madness. People start losing their minds, wars erupt, and chaos rules. Until 2 or 3 years later, the cleansing happens. The moment when the High Ones devour the collective consciousness, the gathered minds of this civilization, to give birth to a new one of their own. Despite all of this, nobody knows what drives them. Perhaps they act out of malice, out of an urge to survive, or perhaps they do not even have a will of their own, but are like a force of nature. But I do know one thing, as powerful as they might be, it is mankind who gives them that power. We make them into what they are, because what nobody understands is simply this. The High Ones feed on what humanity has the most of, their ego, greed, pride, fear, and their everlasting search for an enemy who is responsible for all their misery. It is those traits the High Ones make use of. These characteristics are what make us human, and by themselves, they are harmless. Only when we bury them, when we deny them, then they play into the High Ones' hands. So why is this, you ask? It is simple. The High Ones alone cannot make the cleansing happen. Only a human can. With the beacon, my knowledge about it is as limited as my knowledge about the cycle. It has existed since the beginning of time. And despite what you might now believe, the ancient writings about it are true. Lit by the ones who carry the Numenos, it can banish the High Ones once and for all. But it can also destroy us. Because what happens when it is lit without a core is far more than an explosion. It is the cleansing, the triumph of the High Ones. And even as we speak, a human, Tealor Orinthiol, has done it again. A bright light will appear from the heart of the machine and open a hole in the sky. And within hours, it will spread throughout the world, and they will all feel it. A fire that burns them from within. A white light which will break through their flesh. Do you understand now? The High Ones have no power. All they do is to feed on our weaknesses, manipulate us into bringing about our own destruction. It is we who forge the sword that kills us, we who lead them to their victory, even though the key to salvation has always been in our hands. refuse to see the truth. Yes, the High Ones are our enemy. But who wants to hear that it is our ego, that dark voice within us, that empowers them? It is so ironic. The moment we would realize all this would be the moment it all came to an end. But we do not. They reap, we sow. Dreams, thoughts, visions, they are everywhere, but the principle is always the same. They throw a tainted seed into a fertile ground. The rest happens by itself. Like 1,000 others before him, the High Ones knew exactly what they had to do to get him to commit this last act of desperation. They played him with his weaknesses and fears, like a figure on a chessboard. And the saddest part is that until the very end, he will believe that he has done something good. That was his greatest fear, yes, to be remembered as a failure, a broken man. That was the stream the High Ones manipulated him from the moment he died, after attempting to flee from his prison on Nehrim. The real Enderal, he is dead, prophetess. He is a fleshless one of the mightiest tools of the High Ones. Just as you are. I wish it were. The methods of how the High Ones influence us are plentiful, and the Red Madness and their ability to enter our dreams are not their only means. Their mightiest tool is the creation of projections, fleshless ones, or emissaries, as they are also called. If a person dies, and if this person has one last unfulfilled wish, a compulsion, then the High Ones have the power to create a projection of him, an immaterial image of the deceased, which thinks itself real and is perceived as such. What no one notices, not even the projection itself, are two things. Firstly, it is driven by this last unfulfilled desire. Secondly, it becomes an idealized version of its former self, almost tailor-made to free itself from the last compulsion, that ultimate scourge. The daughters of fishermen become warriors. Broken generals become charismatic and driven leaders who seem almost too determined to be real. You are one of these projections, as are all of the emissaries. You are a fleshless one, a spirit searching for liberation from something. I do not know your past before you came to this land, because before you became the prophetess, you were insignificant. But what happened to you and your friend on that ship? You never survived it. You drowned in the Red Sea, and in that very moment, the High Ones entered your mind and made you into what you are today. And other than myself, the High Ones knew your compulsion, knew the desire that drove you. Whatever it was, it made you predictable, and it allowed them to play you, just as they played Enderal and Korak. Do you see it now? Every dream the High Ones sent you, every time they appeared to you, they all had but a single purpose: to feed your self-image, to push you in a certain direction. They wanted you to play the game for their purposes, and they succeeded. You read the echo of the future, as other prophets did before you. You helped Enderal reconstruct the beacon, and led him to the Numinos. When he saw that it would be taken away from him at the very last instant, his fear of failure led him into doing what he did.
他说的大部分都是真的，只有唯一那个蒙面女，其实她并不是那个至高者，所以其实他们都有各的目的。
You are not to blame, prophetess. You did what countless others did before you, and you did it because you thought it was the right thing to do. Only one thing is different. In all the time I have been here, never before did a projection realize its own nature. You were meant to dissolve like the rest of mankind. Yet, here you stand, and I tell you the truth. This was never meant to happen. Oh, stop it. No, it is too late for that. By the name of the sun, it is so ironic that the veiled woman did not lead you here earlier. It is over, prophetess. You are strong, but regardless of how long your power can protect you from the light of the cleansing, eventually you will dissolve too, even if... Wait. No. Maybe you are right. Maybe there is a way. But no, it would be pointless. Forgive me, I have to think. Yes, there could be a way. What I told you is true. Here on Earth you would not survive the cleansing. But there is one place where you could. The Star City. I know that you brought something back from your journey there. The escape pods. And I know that they can also take you back there, for I have seen the Yalam Rashe, the ancient starlings, do so. Whatever has protected the city over all these millennia, it would protect you too. Yes, you could survive it. By the face of time, you could. No, it would not. But that is irrelevant. You are fleshless, a projection. And just like me, time cannot touch you. Age cannot kill you. And thus you could succeed where I have failed. You could wait for the cleansing to be over, and then create a new humanity. Create a new humanity. It is only a matter of time until the new turn of the cycle starts. New life will come forth. First, simple life, then human. And just like the civilizations before them, they will also fall victim to the High Ones, because they will have the same weaknesses as we do. But not with your help. You could be a god to them. You could guide their ascent. You could shape a mankind free of egos and weaknesses. And by doing so, you would deprive the High Ones of their power. Just imagine, in this new world, there would be no need for a beacon, because the High Ones simply would not have any strings to pull on. mankind will defeat them by becoming superior.
这个选项其实也没什么影响啊，它就是其实有2个结局这样子啊。
Yes, I regret that I did. Please, right now, you have the chance to break a millennial-old pattern. Do not let it go to waste. I beg you. You are so stubborn. But, well, you might be able to destroy the beacon itself. The light, it consumes everyone who gets too close to it. But you, as a projection, you might be able to do it. It will not stop what the beacon has already done, but it will interrupt it. However, it would mean your death. Yours and that of all life in Enderal. It is too late to save them now. And even if you succeed, it changes nothing. Yes, Korik would be dead. But do you think the High Ones would just give up? They would retreat for a few years. Decades, maybe. No more. And then it would all happen again, until another emissary lights the beacon. Trust me, I know humans far better than I would like to. Within a few years you would be forgotten, and they would win, as they always do. And who would that be? Even if there were someone, do you think anyone would listen? If you were to tell them that humanity itself is to blame, that the ultimate enemy does not even exist, you are delaying the inevitable, nothing more, and you are throwing away a chance which we might never have again. Then you will change nothing. But what can I do? I am powerless. Go. Do what you must. And deal with the consequences. There is one more thing I need to ask of you, however. One final request. I want you to shut me down.
这是一个陷阱，但还是你得去做这件事。
Yes, I want to finally rest. I will not spend another 1,000 years watching this tragedy unfold. You could have changed it, but you did not. There is nothing I can do now. Please. Do it. The switch is in front of you. That was how I connected myself to the Goliath. It will cut the connection as well. Do it. And then go. Go and fulfill your fate.
好了，你被步入这个陷阱吧。
Forgive me. The two of us will now exchange places. I am sorry for the deception. And if there were another way, I would not do this. You could have made the right choice, but you refused. And I will not see this chance go to waste. I cannot. Once this is all over, I will send someone to free you from the Goliath. But until then...
来喽，准备战斗了。
By the wise hermit. Okay? I was so afraid. You...
Miserable fool! I would have kept my word, but if you want to play games, fine! I have had enough time to practice!
Oh, shit!
You are not fit to become a god! You never were!
准备打这个，
See what have you achieved? I deserve this!
看这样就不行再打了。那就不行再打了。把小怪打死再继续。 要把这个怪物打掉，怪物在哪里？怪。卡到 bug 了，你要先把怪物除掉之后，才会继续打出一些。能打都没用。在这里，应该把怪物全部打死，再就继续打。像这样爬树都不降。 上面左上方那里有辅助，这样就是有在辅助，那这样就不用再打了。 大不了换另外一边。那这里还有怪。
Oh, shit! Not again! Get away from the glowing one! Or shoot it! Quickly! What are you doing? You'll get yourself killed! We need to deal with these things here first!
没有白色的这种状况就是被攻打。上方他是2。
No!
OK。
What have you done?
I guess the explanations will have to wait. I had a feeling that might be the case. Go on ahead. I'll follow.
最后这阶段就是
Yeah, I guess
2
as
个
much.
阶梯
Yuzlan and he
选择
didn't even try to get me inside after that dragon attacked us. Lucky for me, I found another way in. Otherwise, I never would have found you. And you were... My skull, it feels like it's on fire. This must be the cleansing. If this is how it feels down here, then fate have mercy on those who are on the surface. Don't you feel anything? Then the Black Guardian was right, wasn't he? What you are, your fleshlessness, it protects you. By the wise hermit, I just don't understand. I mean, you're here, right before me, and I can see you. Is it really possible? Could you be an illusion? Huh. I guess so. So, what now? Your decision, is it final? Hmm.
这个就是
I hope you're right.
你的选择了。
I really do. Then, I suppose I should start looking for a way out now, shouldn't I? Kira would be a good place to start. Maybe the Golden Queen will listen to me. It was a pleasure. Farewell.
你如果选择另外一个的话，就是另外一个结局，所以有2个选项可以选。找一下卡利亚，卡利亚应该是在外面。先逃离这个地下室。还是最后道别了。啊，用传送的啊。传送到太阳神殿。其实这个游戏跟上古五的结局有点不同，比较偏 稍微悲观一点的结局啊。摧毁前先找一下卡利亚。那个
Saira, I thought you were dead. The beacon, the Naramis. They tried to storm the temple, as the Grandmaster said they would. We tried to stop them, but there were just too many of them. Orenthal, he came back just when we thought it was too late. That the High Ones killed you, Sharim, Jespar, all of you, and that he found the Numinos and would save us all. Then he went to the beacon and... Yes. Just then, Naramis broke through the gate, but it all happened so quickly. There was this flash, and suddenly this rift in the sky. The light, it burns us from within. Can't you feel it, Saira? Maybe it's the echo. Maybe it protects you. But I suppose it doesn't matter anymore, does it? I don't have much longer. I can feel it. Saira, tell me one thing. What's happening here? I thought the beacon would save us. What? But you're here. That must mean something, right? You can stop it. You can save us. Yes, of course you will. It's what you do. At least that means that all of this wasn't for nothing. We did something good. And that's...
如果好感度对哪一位越高的话，他就是最后战斗会跟随着你。接近最后结局了。我选的结局是牺牲自己来拯救人类。我没有选择离开这里，上行船。如果上新船的话，会有另外一个跟你友好度最高的那一位跟随你上那个星辰，逃离这个世界就对了。而现在这个结局是你已经拯救了他们，可是你已经死掉了。按两个的结局，我是觉得这个结局会比逃离星辰还好一点吧。这有4个墓碑，其中2个是爸爸妈妈，还有1个就是他妹妹。还有一个就是你了，我们就出没。
A great philosopher once said that every change begins with a moment of lucidity. In these moments, a veil opens, one which normally shrouds all the unwelcome truths we are aware of, but which we have buried deep within ourselves, where we cannot see them. And it is only these moments in which we can make a decision, The decision to either act or to let the moment pass, until the veil seals itself again and we once more are the slaves of our habits. I don't believe in revolutions. They're too simple, too fiery, and they too often end with the opposite result of what was intended. But neither am I a cynic who has lost all of his faith in the world. Change is possible, but it won't come as a big bang, but rather as a long path, one that will constantly confront us with obstacles. Obstacles we can either choose to overcome, or at which we can choose to quietly turn around and go back to being what we were. The sacrifice of the one who will be remembered as the prophetess is proof that I am right. Yes, some might see the downfall of Enderal as the triumph of the High Ones, but it wasn't. It was neither that nor a triumph for mankind. What we were granted was a moment of lucidity, the chance to start our own walk down a long, rocky path. The High Ones exist because we believe in them. We, our egos, give them their power. And the more we listen to their words, the more we hate them, and the more powerful they become. Indeed, the beacon, this ancient machine of unknown origin, can destroy us, but it can also free us from the High Ones. If we use it right. Rumors that the Arizalians have started constructing a second beacon, and the knowledge that this time we are aware of its nature, give me hope that the prophetess has not died in vain, and that we continue walking.
好了，感谢各位。